Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTVNews from Tây Ninh radio and television station. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the afternoon of January 13, the Department of Customs of Tây Ninh Province, the head of the emulation block of Central Agency located in the province, had a conference to summarize the implementation of the emulation agreement in 2019, launched a mutual agreement to engage emulation in 2020. Emulation block of Central Agency located in Tây Ninh Province includes Social Insurance of the Province, State Bank of Tây Ninh Branch, Custom Department, Statistics Department, Provincial State Treasury, and Provincial State Department. In 2019, the emulation block has promptly implemented the work of emulation and commendation under the guidance of the Provincial People Committee and the Department of Emulation and Reward. The emulation and reward work is directed by the member of units of the block. Units have organized to launch emulation movement with abundant and practical contents and firm associated with the performance of political tasks of each unit and its branch, creating a strong motivation for the spirit patriotic emulation of the collectives and individuals in the units, at the same time promoting the initiative, creativity, and responsibility of the officers and employees, striving to meet and exceed the assigned political task target. Emulation results in 2019. The third belongs to the Provincial Social Insurance Unit, the second State Bank branch in Tây Ninh Province, and the third belongs to the Custom Department of Tây Ninh Province. The conference also launched and signed a mutual agreement to emulate in 2020. In the morning of January 15, 2020, the People's Committee of Tây Ninh Province held a meeting with the press agencies in 2020. Attending the meeting, there are Mr. Phạm Thành, member of the Party Central Committee, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, and leaders of the Provincial People Council, Provincial People's Committee, and the Fatherland Front Committee, leaders of departments and branches, leaders, reporters, collaborators of local and central press agency operating in the province. At the meeting, journalist Văn Cảnh, chairman of Vietnam Journalists Association of Tây Ninh Province, reported on the operation of the association and this affiliate in 2019. Last year, the press agency timely related the leadership, direction, and administration activities of the party committee and authorities in implementing political tasks. At the same time, it reflects the achieved results of all levels, branches, units, and localities in performing the tasks of socio-economic development, defense and security, and party building, in which focusing on the tasks and solutions of the provincial socio-economic development, such as implementing solutions to turn tourism into an important economic sector of the province, developing high-tech agriculture, the policy of calling for investment attraction, propagating the application of information technology in administrative reform. In the process of local development, local and central press are the link between the party, the government, and the people. The press has timely informed the guidelines, policy, and laws of the party and the state, reflecting all aspects of political, economic, cultural, social, national defense security of the province. Speaking at the meeting, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Phạm Thành said the orientation and key tasks in 2020 of the province, at the same time recognize and commend the positive contributions of the local and central journalist team. It can be said that the team of reporters performed their roles and duties with all their enthusiasm, talent, and bravery, contributing to making the society more and more better by the transmitted information through to everyone. On this occasion, the Vietnam Journalists Association of Tây Ninh held a reward for the winning works in the support of high-quality journalism works in Tây Ninh Province in 2019. In the morning of January 14, Mr. Vũ Xuân Trường, director of Tây Ninh Radio and Television Station, led the delegation, together with Deputy Directors Trần Thị Mỹ Linh and Võ Văn Quý, visited and presented gifts to former leaders of Tây Ninh Radio and Television Station on Tết holiday of 2020. The delegation visited and presented gifts to Nguyễn Văn Thọ, Nguyễn Văn Vũ, Võ Thành Lập, Hồ Văn Đông, former director of TayNin Radio and Television Station, and Mr. Nguyễn Hoàng Hóa, former deputy director of TayNin Radio and Television Station, as each play of visiting on behalf of the board of director Mr. Vũ Xuân Trường, director of TayNin Radio and Television Station, religiously wish for health and present gifts to former leaders of TayNin Radio and Television Station with the hope of health, happiness, and prosperity in the new year. In the afternoon of January 13, 2020, Vietnam Post and Telecommunication branch of TayNin held a conference to summarize its activities in 2019 and deploy tasks in 2020. Attending the meeting, there were Mr. Tô Dũng Thái, Deputy General Director of Vietnam Post and Telecommunication Group, and leaders of relevant departments. 2019 is the fifth year that VNPT TayNin operate in a new business model, a system of mechanism, policy, and processes that are completed to manage in accordance with the new situation. Ensuring 99.5% of residential areas are covered with optical cables, including border areas, contributing to serve national security and defense in the province. Thereby, the revenue of the businesses increased by 102.5% over the same period, contributed 100% of the plan to the state budget. Labor income increased by 4.9% compared to the previous year. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Đăng, director of VNPT TayNin, said the goals of emulation of VNPT TayNin in 2020 are those continuing to grow revenue and customer subscribers, bringing the total number of mobile stations to ensure 100% of the residential area is covered, bringing internet utilities, broadband fiber optic cables, uniform packets in the countryside. At the same time, proactively cooperate in deploying utility software connecting information technology software, ensuring good information management work, contributing to socio-economic development in the locality. On this occasion, TayNin Telecommunication was honored the second last labor medals signed by State President Nguyễn Phú Trọng and 5 emulation flag awarded by VNPT Vietnam Telecommunication Group to collective and individuals who have achievements in the patriotic emulation movement in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, ensuring quality and storing enough goods to supply to consumers in the Lunar New Year festival is an important issue that the industry and trade sector and businesses are interested in implementing. Today, Coopmart TayNin has increased the amount of goods and made sure that prices have not increased sharply. Currently, the number of people shopping for tech goods has also increased sharply. Now, we come to the report tab, Coopmart to ensure goods on Tết holiday, produced by our reporter. In order to ensure the resources of goods to meet the needs of consumers on the Tết holidays, Coopmart has cooperated with production units and suppliers to increase the quantity of essential goods by 2 to 4 times. To take in the initiative, supply and price regulation, Coopmart system expects 170,000 tons of goods worth more than 3,800 billion Vietnam dong to serve during that holiday, an increase of more than 10% compared to the previous year. In particular, the amount of price stabilized goods increased from 5 to 30%, depending on the group. The remaining items have different growth from 10 to 30%. The highest increase is expected in the popular fresh food, such as vegetable, fruits, meats, and confectionery, suffering of all kinds. Buying now not only because of previous year experience, going to near Tết holiday, the goods are not much, not delicious. This year, I saw the supermarket has many goods for you. Mostly, I buy cake and candy, buy pickle or salt. About meats, eggs, or sufferings, I think I will buy after. Usually everyone worries that on Tết everything will be increased, so I buy something first. As for vegetable, fruits, it will take several days to buy. Hope that the price does not rise. For food industry, Coopmart TayNin expect over 900 tons of goods, worth more than 100 billion Vietnam dong. Particularly for fresh food such as fruit, vegetable, meat, and fish, TayNin Coopmart reserve at the peak of the holiday is 300 tons. Particularly for pork, Coopmart TayNin said, ensuring sufficient quantity and quality while ensuring reasonable price, equal to or lower than the market. Co maintenance simultaneously discounted Tet goods from 2 months before Tet to help consumers proactively plan to buy decorative items, home hygiene necessity with economical price. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.